Hello there. I hope all of you are doing well. You can hear that bird going very loud. It's probably warning people that I'm out here with my cat, warning other birds at least. I'm out here with the QB. Turn that around. It's the big guy. Hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to take just a few moments to chat with you. I hope that everybody is tucked in tight, doing what they're supposed to do, and enjoying this pause. I know that's something that a lot of people are very frustrated. I'm enjoying the pause, and it is frustrating, the pause, but I'm looking into why is that frustrating? What is that bringing up in me? So I wanted to talk really briefly about responsibility versus accountability. And this is a topic that is, yes, it's semantics. Yes, it's just two words. And you can pick any two words and pit them against each other. You can call one banana and one orange. But there is a difference that we can assign to each one of the words that makes a difference in our life, that makes a difference in how we process what we're going through, what is going on, what other people are going through, and our place in that. We see a lot of things being said. You're here on social media, so I'm sure you see a lot of things being said. And things being said on the news, and things being said on YouTube, and things being said on Facebook. And even in our lives, before this, it was all that I talked about was in our lives. There's a difference between responsibility and accountability. And I talked about this specifically on the show 5 Spiritual Traps and how you can avoid them. Speaking on that show, I was talking about one of the traps being, well, that's you. That's how you feel. I spoke my truth, and how you receive it is your problem, right? So that's one of the traps that we fall into, that many people who are in this spiritual community fall into. When you do start speaking your truth, it's almost like a drug. We get a little bit drunk on the power of speaking our truth, especially those of us who have denied our truth, subdued our truth, held that down. Don't chase those birdies. Let's not go that way. I'm walking my cat once again. For those of you who are just joining, we got cat. He thinks he's going to chase birds. He's 11 years old. He thinks he's going to chase birds. Okay, so I talked about this on my show, the difference between responsibility and accountability. And people who are speaking their truth for the very first time sometimes, or people who feel very empowered by their truth, or people whose ego has been fed by the truth that they have discovered, by the way that they have decided the world is, and I am the only one who knows the truth, and I am going to save all of you. That's a spiritual trap that people fall into. And I am going to be the one to speak it, and I. Or we even. They'll say we all have a part in this. And we do all have a part in this, but it'll be something that they feel like they are the utmost authority on. Okay. So that's spiritual trap. That's not what we're talking about today. But thinking that way is related to responsibility and accountability. I am not responsible for how you receive what I say. that part is true. That part of the spiritual trap is accurate. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and whatever you think is you. That's how you're receiving it. That's what you need to work on. But while I'm not responsible for how you receive the news, I am accountable for how I deliver it. I am accountable for how I deliver it. So I may not be responsible for if this thing that I say makes you feel some type of way, but I am accountable for the way that I say it. And we can just take a simple example about what's going on right now. There's a lot of people who believe in the conspiracy theory / fact, whatever you want to call it, about, say, I don't know, Bill Gates. And this has been going on for a while, not just during this time. And so if you ask about it or question it or present alternate mainstream media facts, attack tends to happen. Rudeness tends to happen. A lot of "you're stupid" or "you're a sheeple" or do your own research, what's wrong with you, your eyes are closed, just wait until you see what happens, that sort of a thing. I'm gonna sit. Let's sit, shall we? And so they are not responsible for how I respond to that, are they? Now, me, very little gets to me. Me, I don't get personally offended. And having someone speak to me like that or type to me like that or be rude doesn't affect me personally in that way because of the work that I've been doing. Do I see their issue? Yes, I do. Because they don't realize that they're revealing their own fears when they speak that way. But that's neither here nor there. So they aren't responsible for how I respond. If that hurts me, if that gives me a particular type of feeling, if I get mad, if I get sad, if I, spiral into depression and, don't leave my bed for 3 weeks. Okay? They are not responsible for my reaction. However, they are accountable for how they delivered their news. They are accountable for how they spoke their truth. The dog just came out down the other end, but he's on a leash, so we're going to stay right here. I know that Q won't go running at it. They are accountable for how they delivered that news. So when they said, semi-threateningly, "you just wait and see what's going to happen, we're going to get the last laugh," or "you're a sheeple," insultingly, or, "what's wrong with you? Are you stupid that you can't see the truth?" The way that they delivered that, they are accountable for. They are not responsible for how I receive that, but they are accountable for the tone and the words that they chose and the intention behind the words. So now you may say, okay, well, what's the intention? The intention is to educate you. I want you to know the truth. Is that really the intention? Or is the intention for you to show me how much smarter you are? Is your intention to express your superiority because you feel scared? See, we trick ourselves into thinking that we're just helping people. We trick ourselves into thinking that the truth may be hard for me to say to you, and you may not like it, but I'm just helping you. And we trick ourselves into thinking that. It's like the mom from Everybody Loves Raymond. And I grew up with a mom like that, where they think that they're helping you, but they say some of the rudest, meanest, scariest things that one could possibly say. So let's take this to a completely different example. And we'll just I don't know, pick something random. Somebody says to you, someone in your family says to you, what is wrong with you? You can't do it that way. Didn't you learn anything in school? What the hell is wrong with you? Are you stupid? Okay. Now, you're supposed to do it XYZ way. Now, that person would then say, well, if you got upset about that, that's your problem. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just telling you how life is. Life is hard out here on the streets, son, daughter, niece, nephew, grandchild. I'm just telling you how it is, right? So how we receive that, of course, is our responsibility. They're not responsible for how we receive the words that we say, but they are accountable for what they said because they could have delivered it in a very different way. Now, you guys know that I think that difficult people are in our lives to help us grow. So if we're getting some news and it's difficult in the way that they delivered it, it's because it's triggering something in us that we need to work on. That's me. However, each of us is accountable for the way that we do this sort of thing and the way that we deliver this kind of news. So good old Uncle Dave, who said all that rude stuff to you just now, he could have tempered his energy. He could have tempered his words because he is accountable for what he says. He's not responsible for how I receive it, but he is accountable for the way that he said it. And so in this situation that we're in, and within the spiritual community specifically, there's such a wide breach between people. And many in one breath will say, it's love and light, and I think you're amazing, and all of this beautiful stuff. Hi, Leah. All of this beautiful stuff. But then they will also in the next breath say that we are sheeple, that we will see, just watch and wait. What are you, stupid? You can't see the truth that's before your eyes. What's wrong with you? Get your nose out of the mainstream media. Why do you believe anything that they say to you? But you've all heard it. You've all heard it. Maybe some of you have said it. And then in the very next breath, it'll be, but love and light, and we're in this together, and big awakening to you. And they truly believe that they are delivering to you the salvation, right? And they get very defensive if you question it, and they can get very hostile, right? Now, they aren't responsible for my reaction to that, but they are accountable for the way that they say it. And I will liken it to evangelical Christians, hardline Christians. And let's take it to some place that I have experienced personally, that some of you ladies have experienced personally, and that some people have been on both sides of. So let's go to a Planned Parenthood clinic. And outside of this Planned Parenthood clinic, there is a line of angry Christians with signs of aborted fetuses and "you're going to hell" whore signs. Now, you may or may not be going to Planned Parenthood for what they think you are, but as you enter, you are screamed at, thrown things at, possibly spit at, told that you are the whore of Babylon, told that you are going to hell, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. Okay. Now, if you ask one of them why they are doing it, they will tell you that it is because they are saving you. I'm saving you from hell. I want to save your soul. I want to bring you the salvation of Jesus Christ. Good message. But they are accountable for the way that they deliver it. Now, I'm not receiving their message with the signs and the pictures of the aborted fetuses and whatnot very well. Somebody going into that clinic may feel some type of way. They're already carrying guilt for what they're doing, maybe. They're already traumatized by what happened to them. They're already in a state of whatever XYZ emotional state. And then these folks outside pile on, right? They pile on. Their wind chimes sound like dog chains. Now, those people outside are not responsible for how I, going in, feel about what they're doing. They're not. However, they are accountable for the way that they're delivering that message. Because if they're trying to deliver the message of love, then it should be delivered from love. If they're trying to deliver a message of deliverance, then it should be delivered with empathy, like Gerald said, with kindness. If they are trying to deliver you the truth of the world, they are painting a very grim picture of that world and the way that they are speaking to you and the way that they are relating that news to you. Do you want to go in? My goodness. I'm not taking you back out later. He wants to go in. So I guess we're going in. I guess you're going to watch me make coffee again this morning. Funny. So that's accountability versus responsibility. And I'm seeing this so much in our spiritual community. And it just really kind of tears me up inside, because these are people, some of them, that I have stood shoulder to shoulder with in this awakening. That we have fought the good fight, loved the good love together in this awakening. We have supported each other. We have done shows together. We have, shared parts of our lives with each other. Some of you that I've never met in person have learned more about me than people that I've known since I was in high school. Right? Because those of us in this spiritual community, we really have given each other a lot of love and support that most of us have not felt at home, because we've always kind of felt like the misfit or like we didn't fit in. So we've created in our spiritual community now an energy where I'm going to have to prop you guys up. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. I don't know. There you go. Look, I blocked my face. We created an energy in this world and a separation between us now. A separation. Whereas prior, for the most part, if you disagreed with the way that someone worshipped, practiced, believed in the spiritual community, live and let live. That's good for you. And I've said it many times. If you want to be a shaman, if you want to do crystals, be a Wiccan, be a whatever you want to do, as long as you're doing it from a heart of unconditional love, go for it, right? We've discussed that many, many times. And yet, now we are in this space where those of us who are choosing not to believe the way the others are persecuted, are cursed out. A finger is pointed at us as if we are doing something horrendously wrong. They are speaking to us in the way that the Christians speak to us, our brothers and sisters in light. Now, they are not responsible for how I receive the truth that they believe, the timeline that they are living in, the experience that they are having. When they share it, they are not responsible with how I receive it, but they are very responsible for how they deliver that message. They are very responsible for how they deliver that message and how what they are delivering affects other people. Think very closely about the words that you are using, about the intention behind what you're saying, and if what you are saying comes from truth, comes from love, comes from a space in you that is unconditionally connected to divine, because you are divine. But when we turn on each other this way, we are expressing those things in us that are not healed yet. Hi, Jake. We're expressing in us those things that are not healed. Be accountable for your words. You may not be responsible for how they're received, but be accountable for the way that you deliver the message. You can believe whatever truth you want to believe about the world, about what's going down, about the conspiracy theory, mainstream news, the way that things are. Believe whatever you want to believe. You are not responsible how I react to your truth, but you are accountable for how you deliver that truth. So think twice before you lash out at someone who disagrees with you. Because when you do that, it's an expression of fear. It's one thing to have a conversation and to discuss and to educate. But it's another thing altogether to lash out, to accuse the other person of being stupid, of not having knowledge, of being a sheep, of blindly following. We are all in this together. We are all connected. We are all one. And every one of your reactions, every one of my reactions is because of something in me that needs a little work. It's because of something inside of me that needs a little work. So how I react to what you're saying, yes, that's on me. But how you deliver it is on you. And you must pay attention to how you deliver, because that's what you're accountable for. All right, y'all, I'm going to go. I'm so grateful for you. Be accountable for the way that you deliver your truth, and it will be received in a very different way.